The dispute that's currently going on in Iran that correlates with either lawful protesting and lawless protesting, even corruption that may be deemed to be found within the governingship of such authorities that is established amongst that soil. Iran's attorney general said anyone protesting would be considered an enemy of God as what's need to be verified word of mouth as opposed to what's been published on the media. Enemy of God. How can we define enemy of God? Enemy of God is defined by being of chaos, as opposed to wanting to challenge certain understandings as to what is governed. Being defined of authorities is based on the desire of wanting to be involved unnecessarily. Now, when I say being involved unnecessarily, having without cause or being able to protest and challenge things with a proper, mannerable standpoint and position, as opposed to just generally having a deliverance that challenges certain things that are found to be of discomfort throughout such community that has been developed by the original seed planters. This has been recorded at 9 o'clock p.m. of January 12th, 2026. Policy for Iran that's symmetrical, well, the ideal purpose in regards of what can be strategically advised towards our brothers and sisters in Iran, despite of being held at an alliance or oppositional standpoint. The strategic advisory that I have to offer. Policy for Iran that's symmetrical towards the First Amendment of the United States. Not being solely inspired by, but structured in your own unique way in regards to defining how to be able to protest and allow, how to be able to provide the allowance of communicating peacefully through certain aspects of what jolts back to domestic tranquilities, for which is sounded off from my tongue. Toleration in regards of how protesting is conducted, structured within the walls of Iran. Iran government crackdown. Iranian leaders have called and they want to negotiate it as what's been stated by media, as opposed to what's been verified by the superiorities and the high officials amongst that soil, brothers and sisters. Another thing that needs to be well defined and reviewed: false martyrs, to be analyzed and refined as disorderly, defiant individuals and just simply desiring violence, lust, and chaos. Measure of punishment, either prison or death, based on the lack of self-control that is displayed that correlates with thirsting for aspects of just being brutally dishonest and seeking after blood without regulation. Another source that needs to be vindicated in understanding what has been recorded from word of mouth. Quote unquote, Iran simply desiring death as opposed to justice. That is a well-opinionated thought as opposed to it being deemed as factual due to vulnerability that can be measured at a certain discretion based on the amount of effort that's provided from within the chambers of the governorship of such authorities that is being heavily relayed as opposed to the assistance that is being given amongst the alliance or allegiance, whatever allegiance is to be found amongst that particular nation. Vulnerability. That is what is felt by majority of all aspects of the insecurities that is hidden amongst certain relations of leadership. Things to avoid: vulnerability, as opposed to unnecessary hostility and aggression. And then having to revise back to the 12-day war, for which took place. And we have to measure out and methods of the understanding of what war really means. The 12-day war that took place within the year of 2025. As recorded, verification needs to be brought forth into understanding as to when exactly it started and when it has ended. Perdoname. June 13th through the 24th of June of 2025. Last year, the United States bombed Iranian nuclear sites when it joined Israel's 12-day war with Iran. What can we learn from such hostile, semi-regulated, unnecessary disputes that could have been revised through a proper understanding without being caught up in any more confusion and other aspects of things that are deemed as being treacherously deceitful due to what is provided amongst the tablets and beneath the tablets, amongst the Mensa and beneath the Mensa. No matter which structure of governorship, the intelligence correlates from. God bless, and that's in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.